Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be looking at the verb to get, because as you've probably noticed, English people or English speakers love using get. And the reason we love using get is because we use it in place of other verbs. It's a bit like a substitute. So I'm gonna break it down for you today. I'm gonna show you 6 different ways that we can use get and give you some examples, obviously. And then the second part of this video, I'm going to tell you a story, a true story that happened to me in the past. And I'm going to try and include as many examples of get as possible in this story so you can kind of see it in context and hopefully it will be a little clearer for you. Okay guys, so example number 1, which is on the screen, is I'm getting tired. Okay, so here get means become. I'm getting tired, I'm becoming tired. We can also say, for example, if you are somebody who likes to eat a lot of food, you can say I'm getting fat. It doesn't always happen when you eat lots of food, but sometimes it does. Maybe if you've been working all day, you can say, I'm getting tired. It means I'm becoming tired. So this is the first way which we can use get. Okay, the second example on the screen, I need to get some shoes. Any ideas? So here get means buy. I need to buy some shoes. I need to get some shoes. So yesterday I went shopping and I got some shampoo. I also got this top. I bought this top. So yeah, after I finish filming this for you guys, I'm gonna go buy some coffee because it's National Coffee Day, and who doesn't love a cappuccino, even if it is 12:30. Okay, example number 3, I got a phone for my last birthday. It basically means I received. So here, get means to receive. I got a phone for my last birthday. I received a phone for my last birthday. This year, I don't know what I will get for my birthday. I'm kind of doing this non-plastic thing, so hopefully I will get some things that are plastic free. So any of my friends watching, hint, hint. Number 4. I'll get there around 11 p.m. I'll arrive there, I'll get there. So if my friend calls me and says, hey, what time do you think you'll get here today? I can respond, I think I'll get there around 1. So, just go get yourself a drink, wait for me. Okay, number 5, I get it. Okay, which means I understand. So here we're using get in place of the verb to understand. So sometimes when you are learning something like a new language, it's difficult to get it, it's difficult to understand it. And especially maybe things like the verb to get are difficult to get. So hopefully after this video, you guys will get it, you will understand it, it will be a lot clearer, you will feel more confident using this verb. But of course, if you don't get it still, which I hope doesn't happen, let me know. And the final example that I have for you, which again is on the screen, I'm going to get the bus. Here means I'm going to catch the bus. Okay, so usually I get the bus in the morning to go to town. When I was working, I would get the bus around 7 o'clock in the morning, and it would take more or less an hour for me to go to the centre of Cambridge. Okay, so that was a really quick explanation on the different ways we can use get. I'm now gonna tell you the story, and obviously when get comes up, I will put the alternative verb on the screen for you so you can understand get, how I am using it. So without further ado, I'm gonna tell you my story about the time I went to Qatar. Okay guys, so about 4 or 5 years ago, I think it was now, I went on a little work trip to Doha, which is the capital of Qatar. And I went there with my boss. And we basically went there because we're going to meet people from different companies, kind of present ourselves a little bit. And it was just a way for me to see how this side of the company worked. So obviously it's quite far from England to Doha or to Qatar. So we got up really, really early, went to the airport. I can't remember what airport it was, but I think it was maybe Heathrow in London. And the plan was to get the plane quite early in the morning, fly to Amsterdam, and then from Amsterdam, go to Doha. So there was one change involved. But unfortunately, I think it was around November time we went. So there was a lot of fog at the time. So when we arrived at the airport, our first flight was delayed because you literally couldn't see anything. There was so much fog. So we ended up getting the plane an hour later than planned. So obviously when we arrived in Amsterdam, we'd missed our connecting flight. So it was a bit of drama. I remember my boss having to go and try and organize another flight. We were in the airport for hours. I can't remember how long, but I remember feeling really tired, really hungry. And when I get hungry, I get in a very bad mood. But anyway, he managed to get us another flight to, well, slightly different plan. We had to first fly from Amsterdam to Istanbul in Turkey and then change and go to Doha. So there was an extra change involved now, but we managed to get another flight. So anyway, we go to get this flight, and again, because the fog is also really bad in Amsterdam, because, you know, they're not so far apart. So yeah, naturally there was still a lot of fog everywhere. So again, we were late leaving to go to Istanbul. So we did eventually leave. When we did get to Istanbul, we were delayed, like I said. So we had about 10 minutes to try and get on to the next flight. So I remember running through the airport like a crazy woman. And we managed to get there. And before we got on, we said to the guy, hey, we've just got off the plane. What about our luggage? Is it going to be on this flight? Because it's like impossible to get the luggage from our previous plane onto this one in less than 10 minutes. The guy was like, yeah, it's on there. Don't worry, relax, it's fine. So, okay, we got on the next plane and we went to Qatar. So by the time we got to Qatar, I think it was about 1 in the morning. So initially we were due to land, I think it was like 6 or 7, like early evening. So yeah, we were really late. And of course, when we got there, we stood waiting for our luggage and it wasn't there, which is what we thought would probably be the case. So we had to go speak to this guy. I was like, hey, where's our luggage? And anyway, I think it was actually, our luggage was still back in London, I think, or Amsterdam, one of the two. So anyway, it wasn't with us. So at this point it's 1 in the morning and I was starting to get tired and I was feeling really grumpy because I was like, oh, I'm in Istanbul for business and, Qatar for business, and I don't have any clothes or anything at all, only what I had on me. But luckily the guy gave us this little pack. So I got this pack from him, which included, I think, like a toothbrush, I think a tampon or something like that. Just something we could use for the night. So at least we had that, I guess, but still wasn't an ideal situation. So anyway, we went to the hotel and went to sleep. And then the next day, obviously, because we had nothing, we had to go and get some clothes. And I remember getting a bikini because we had a bit of free time and we were staying at a hotel right next to the beach, so we wanted to spend a bit of time on the beach as well. So we had to go get all these things while we were waiting for our luggage to arrive. And yeah, a few days went by, we had a really nice time. I love Qatar, really nice people. I loved all the markets. We met some nice people when we were out on business as well. So that part of it was really good. But then again, we go to leave a few days later. Oh, I forgot to add, I did get my luggage eventually. I think it came the day before we left. So yeah, I got it one day prior to leaving. Yeah, so that was nice, but okay. So anyway, a few days pass, I've got my luggage back, and it's time to leave. So we get to the airport in the evening to catch a flight, to get a flight back to the UK. I think if I remember correctly, it was a direct flight this time, so no changes. And anyway, we get there, and my boss always books the same flight every time he travels. So we just assumed it would be the same as normal. But when we arrive and go to check in, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, you missed your flight. And he was like, how is that possible? It's like really, really soon. And they're like, no, it was yesterday. And we were both like, what? I don't get it. How is that possible? And anyway, it's kind of complicated to explain, but I think he would always book the flight for like 1 minute to midnight, and then it changed to 1 minute past, and he assumed it was like a 2-minute difference, where in fact it was a day. I can't remember exactly. It was really confusing at the time, but anyway, we were a day late catching our flight. So in the end, he had to pay a lot of money to get us back. We did fly that same evening or night, and we did get back to the UK. Okay, but yeah, anyway, that was really dramatic traveling experience. While we're there, it was perfect, no problems. It was just the traveling. So yeah, that's my little story for you. And I hope you were able to kind of hear the different uses of get during that, and it was clear enough for you. So yeah, that is all I have for you today. As always, you are welcome to leave me any comments, any messages, any questions that you have, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!